Now you're just showing off. I can't believe my eyes. I can't believe my eyes. Now you're just showing off. I can't believe my eyes. Don't stop. Now you're just showing off.
Hello, 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 everyone. How you guys doing on this beautiful day? Look, it is a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'm so glad to be here with you. Today, we're going to just talk about a few things. We are going to go over some of the process or some steps or some information that you may need to know if you are considering moving out of the country. Okay, a few people wanted to know how the process was, how did I come to this part of my life to want to do this. So to actually do this, because I'm already in Mexico, Merida, Mexico. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go over some of the steps and some important things you need to know about moving abroad, moving to a new country. Now, this is not something that's going to, I'm going to be able to cover today. We're probably going to have different sessions going on because it's very important. It's a lot. It's really a lot. So if you did not know, or if you do not know, I am Frida, Free 50 and above. That is my YouTube channel. And what we do here, what I do here is encourage 50 and above women. It could be men as well, but mostly I focus on the women because that's what I know, okay? So 50 and above and empty nesters. I help encourage you. I give you a plan on how to go ahead and be free and do the things, the dreams, the aspirations, the goals that God has given you. The ones that you have put on the back burner for so long. And reasonably so, because we had to raise our kids. We had to do the things that we needed to do in that time. But now that we are empty nesters, all right, we can go ahead and do those things that God has given us to do. Do those dreams that you've always wanted to do, or even some new dreams that you may want to do. But today I am going to be encouraging you and giving you a little information on moving abroad and what I did, my husband and I did, the steps that we took to be able to move abroad. It wasn't anything that came fly by night. It definitely was something that we dreamed about, and God gave this to us of when to go. So you always have to be in tune with the Lord. Now, on this channel, I do encourage you to do your dreams and your aspirations and your goals. But I also encourage you to listen to the Holy Ghost. Now, I am a Christian, born again Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe that he died and rose again on the third day, and that we are going back to meet him. When we die, that's where we go. I'm a true believer, and that is some of the things that I am going to be talking about as well. This channel is foremost based with Jesus Christ in my life, okay? So that I want to let you know that is the foundation of me even being up here to encourage you as women. And that is something God has given me as well, to be a platform to be able to encourage you as a woman 50 and over and maybe an empty nester to go ahead and do those goals that you have put on the back burner for so long, and to not get stuck in the cycle of having to be busy in everybody else's business and not yours. Okay? Get busy doing yours. All right? So, but today we're going to talk about moving abroad. I and my husband took the leap that God had given us to do, and that is to move abroad to Merida, Mexico. Okay? Our children are grown adults, and trust me, it was a sacrifice. It really was a sacrifice for us to move to another country, but we knew what God had given us. Now, I'm just giving you the foundation right now of why we moved. Why you moved may be something totally different, but let me tell you this: do not let anyone discourage you from doing what you know in your heart is right to do, or what you feel is good is right for you to do. If God has given it to you to do, then you don't need anyone else's approval for anything else, okay? So let me get that straight. Do not let family, friends, co-workers, anyone discourage you. As a matter of fact, keep your mouth shut until it's time for you to go. Or even just be gone and then say, oh, I'm in Mexico. You know how your people are, so you do what is appropriate for you, all right? But before we even take that leap, after you get the understanding and knowing that, okay, this is what I want to do. I really want to move abroad. I don't know where I want to go unless the Lord gives it to you and tell you where you're going to go, right? What you need to do first is do your research. You have to plan and you have to do your research. My husband and I planned and we did research. We didn't just jump into it. We visited where we were going. We stayed there for a few weeks. And we, just looked around and saw what we liked, saw what we didn't like, and, tested the waters. So you have to do your due diligence, okay? First of all, you gotta find out what the residency requirements are. Depending on where you're going, you have to do your visa research as well. This is when you're getting serious about it, okay? So this took us about a year and a few months. So, I'll say 2 years, because the year before we went and scouted out the land, see, what we liked, what we didn't like, how everything, some things was ran, got an understanding, a little bit of what we were getting into, what we were looking for. And we made sure that it was safe as possible. And we made sure that it was one of the things that was important to us because of our first move out of the country. We didn't want to be so far away from our family and our children, our grandchild. So we wanted to be where we could hop on a plane and be back home in a few hours if we needed to. And that was our foundation. We wanted a place to be our foundation of being able to, go different places, different countries to see the world and do ministry for the Lord. So we chose somewhere that would be our foundation, that would be where we could comfortably get back home as soon as possible. Even if something happened to us majorly, if we got sick or something like that. That's something else you have to look into, is the health care as well, wherever you go. So I'm just going to go over about 10 things today of what you need to consider before moving abroad. Okay? Then we're going to go and get into other things as well. But I'm going to tell you my journey, our journey to Merida, Mexico. Okay, so the first thing I did, I was a YouTuber. YouTube. Honey, whatever you want, it's on YouTube. Okay? I found a group of people that I just started following that was giving me the knowledge and the understanding of when I finally figured out where we were going to go. I started following people that were already there, that had already, had boots on the ground, did the work, and, because why try to do something blindly and, you don't have to. There's no need. So I started following a person called Cortez, and I just kept up with a lot of his stuff. Then I took one of his classes as well, got on his VIP thing so I could get all the information that I wanted to get, that I thought I would need. And I'm telling you guys, it was so helpful. So wherever you're planning on going, try to tap into a group or person that is there, that has done the groundwork, that is doing the groundwork, that has a plethora of information, okay? Because Cortez helped us with a lot of things that we would not have even thought about to do. We were able to even retrieve a lawyer. When he had on one of his live, he had a lawyer come up there and talk and tell people, what the residency requirements was and the process and all that stuff. And then we were able to hire the lawyer to help us with that process. So that's where that started from as well, the requirements of residency. We hired the lawyer. She sent me all the information. She gave me different places of where I could go to try to get the residency. We had to do our residency in the States first and then finish it up when we got to Merida. Okay? So where we end up going it wasn't even in our own city because it was just retarded. So, but every residency is different. So you have to look into that your own self. We end up flying to McAllen, Texas. To do our residency. We had all the information, all the paperwork that we needed to have, all the financial work that we needed to have. At that time, you had to be making so much or, having so much coming in every month. At one time I was going to go on my husband. He was going to be the main residency and I would go up under him. But we both were able to, do our own because I made the amount and he made the amount, both separately. So we end up doing that in McAllen, Texas. We flew there for one day, to stay 2 days. Flew in. The next day we went there. I mean, y'all, it was nothing but God. It was a breeze because even to get the people on the phone, normally you don't get anyone on the phone. Everything is done computer. And if they don't have any spaces, anything, they're not going to reach out to you and tell you anything. They're not even going to get back with you. Okay? So, and that's the problem I was having in 2 places that I was trying to get into. But when I got the information from McAllen, as soon as I called, someone answered the phone. Every time I called, but it was the same 2 people that answered the phone. It was nothing but the Lord, y'all. That's why I say you gotta know when the Lord has led you to do something. Now, you may not be saved and you may not believe in Jesus Christ, but this is what happened to me, and this is how it happened to us. So we know God was all in it. Nothing happened just happily, however you say that, but God was in this. So every time they answered the phone and we were able to get stuff done, I was able to get put on the calendar. I had to change it one time, so I was like, Lord, I'm able to get these people on the phone. Now my husband want me to change it to a different date, and still was able to get them on the phone, and we changed the date and everything. And when we got there, everything just went smoothly. We had all the paperwork, everything. And that day we started our residency. They take you in, they ask you questions and stuff, and the guy stamp the thing and say, well, okay, they gotta take your picture, fingerprint, you get a passport in your passport thing, and so then you're good to go. But within a certain amount of months, you have to be in that country to finish up your residency. So that's what happened to us. So we went and moved to Merida, probably about, I would say, 8 months later after the residency. About 8 months later, if that, I think. So, and we moved to Merida. But we had to find out about the residency. And in between this time, I also was doing a budget. So you have to know your budget. You gotta know where you're going, how much it costs, basically, for you to live there. How much is your rent? How much is the water? How much is the light? Light bill, gas bill. How does this thing work? So that's why I say, make sure you follow someone or get in contact with someone that has already been on the ground of where you're going. Because we knew about how much it was going to cost for rent. We knew about how much it was going to cost for everything, food or whatever. And we also chose Merida because Merida is one of the safest places in North America. One of the safest places in North America. And a lot of people don't know that. So that's why you have to do your research. So whenever we saw, we heard people saying, oh, you're going to Mexico. Oh my God, where you going to Mexico? We had did the research and we knew and understood that a lot of people don't know about Mexico. And a lot of people don't understand that when they tell us stuff on the news, on TV and stuff like that, it's to discourage you from going to any country. Basically, they want you to stay here. They want you to stay in the U.S., wherever you're at. They want you to stay in the U.S. So they're going to tell you bad things. You have to understand now, when we moved to Mexico, I didn't even know Mexico was humongous. It's just like the U.S. Mexico has about 40-some states. Now, just think about the U.S. We have 50. Mexico has 40-some states. So it's not just one Mexico. Just like the United States is not just one little place in the United. It's everywhere. So you don't have crime going on in every, not as the extent in some places than the other. Okay, I to tell you the truth, I think the U.S. is worse off than some states in Mexico. But in Merida, it's one of the safest places in North America. Okay, so that's why we moved. The safetyness, the cost efficient, the location of being able to come home and visit family and friends, or if anything happened, funerals, anything like that. Um, that was one of the main things as well. And our health care. It's wonderful health care here in Merida. And so that's what kept us looking into Merida, Mexico. So those are some of the process. Those are some of the things you got to do. The cost of living. You got to do the visa or the residency requirement, health insurance, how that works, the culture differences. We did not know Spanish at all, just a little bit, and we still only know poquito, a little bit. But we are learning. We are taking classes. So that is the thing. Long as you are trying to participate and get into the culture, you will have no problem. They will love you for it. They're beautiful here. I can only tell you what I have experienced. We have only experienced just niceness here, just graciousness here. Doing business here, it is very, very, very different than in the U.S. Everything here is a whole lot more relaxed and a whole lot more slower. It reminds me of being back home in the maybe 80s or 70s or something, about the 80s or something, because it's so much slower. We, believe it or not, guys, we hang our clothes out on the line. And I love it. Oh, I love it. It's a whole new world. Now, don't get me wrong now. We living nice over here. And that's another thing that people have a misunderstanding, a misperception of how it is to live in Mexico, what it is like as far as the housing and everything. Baby, they got some of the nicest houses over here, and the lowest, very cost efficient, okay? And it's beautiful over here. So beautiful. Of course, you don't want to move anywhere and live beneath where you used to live. That's not the goal. The goal is to be able to live comfortably, have some of the same things that you used to have, that you're used to, and that's what we're doing. And we are also venturing out on some new things, or older things that we used to, like hanging out the clothes. Of course, they have washer and dryers here, but most of the time people don't use the dryers because it's so hot. It is so hot. It is hot. Right now, it's beautiful. The temperature is probably about 90. Normally, the temperature is around 99, 110, something like that. But now, since we are in October, going into November, the temperature is a lot cooler. So, but anyway, we're venturing out on new things. But that's one of the other things you need to know about the legal and the taxes. If you're going to owe taxes, do they do taxes here? Will you have to pay taxes in the States if you do your business here? You need to find out everything about that, okay? Some of the other things I will be going into detail with you, especially if you are interested in moving to Merida, Mexico. Even around the areas of Merida, Mexico, I will be able to help you a little bit with that. Now, I do have some connections that will be able to help you even more, a whole lot more, because that's what we use. We, a lady named Nikki that has her own YouTube channel that does that as well, and her platform is beautiful. And what she does is she has packages that people can buy and be able to move, and that she helps them through the process of moving to Mexico, Merida, Mexico. We did one of her packages. That's how we got here We did her packages. She met us at the airport. She brought us to our Airbnb. And she does all of that. She finds the Airbnb, but now she has an Airbnb herself to help people even the more. So if you want some of her information, I'm going to put some of her information up there so that you can reach out to her. If you have any more, if you need any more information about moving or getting a package to move, I will give you her information. Because that's not what I do. What I do here is give you a plan to help you get your goals, dreams, and aspirations. Now, I can help you a little bit with the plan here, but a package to put together for where you need to stay and that is for Miss Nikki. Okay, and so you also need to know your housing arrangements. What are you going to do and how the neighborhoods are. So that's what we did. We scouted the neighborhood. We came down a year before, and we came when it was the hottest of hots. Came in June, around our anniversary. And we scouted out for a few weeks, stayed in the, we stayed in a hotel then. We stayed in a hotel, a beautiful hotel. And then we stayed here for a couple of weeks. Cortez took us around to the different places, showed us the different neighborhoods, grocery stores, just showed us the ropes, you know. One day I was so tired, I was like, take me back, hurry up, take me back to the hotel. When I say he was well worth what he charged, it was well worth it, because I was tired. I was tired. We went out to eat. We went to Progresso Beach. We did a whole lot of stuff. Okay. And then we did stuff on our own just to get the feel of being there on our own and catching the bus and going to the mall and doing, having an outing, going downtown to Central, riding on horse buggies and just taking in the scenery of, man, this is where we're going to be living at, you know? So we did that. We did the housing, the neighborhoods. We figured out what we wanted. When we got home, figured out what we wanted. If we wanted a house, if we wanted a condo, if we wanted an apartment, if we wanted, what did we want? Where did we want to stay? So we decided, since we're leaving a home and we're used to being in a home, we would want to try out just doing a home first. And so that's what we did. And so we're in a beautiful 3-bedroom home, 3-bath, nice kitchen, living room, everything. So we're in the comforts of home. So we figured that out. And you also want to try to make sure you are aware of the job market, employment options. Now, here in Mexico, you cannot work here in Mexico unless you are a residency, unless you are permanent residency. And you probably, if you're used in the U.S. and you're used to a certain amount, you may just want to work remotely U.S. money. That may be what you want to do. So you have to look into how much they make, and also check out the currency, the banking. How does that work? The money option. Now, of course, we use pesos here. We still have our banks in the U.S. and when we get money out of the ATM, we get it out and it's through pesos. Okay, so it's not in U.S. dollars. It transfers into pesos here. And our dollar is a little stronger in the U.S. than it is here. So I'll give you a little understanding of how my dollar can go a lot further. So I know for an apartment or a house, this is a house, y'all, with a front and backyard, and some of them have pools. So, and it's a gated, garage where you have I mean, it's beautiful. So for a house, this is a house. And I know when I left North Carolina, even renting a house was high. It was like $2,600 or something like that, 24. That was a house. Apartment was a 2-bedroom apartment. A nice middle, whatever, I guess, apartment was this 2-bedroom, $1,800. Our house, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, a living room, kitchen, dining room, front and back, a garage, gated garage, and a little place out there where our washer and stuff is at. All that, patio and stuff. And we have a balcony in our upstairs in our master bedroom. There's a attachment with a beautiful big balcony for us to sit out and look at our greenery that we have in the neighborhood. That is running us $750 a month. So you do the math. And but I'm gonna tell you this. There are some 3 bedrooms you can get for $400 to $500 a month, and they're nice as well. And there's some 2 bedrooms you can get for $350 a month. Brand new houses to rent. So you do the math on that. That's why I say it's good to make sure you take your time. We took our time. We didn't just jump up and do. We took our time. And so that's the housing. And then you got to understand your transportation. When you get to that country, how's your transportation going to look? You know, what are you going to be doing? Are you going to take your car? Are you allowed to take your car? So you have to find out that information. All those steps, you have to find that out. Your transportation, mobility, how you going to get around. What we did at first, when we first came here, we did the bus and Uber. We did the bus and Uber. The ViBN. It's called the ViBN, which is the bus. And we did Uber and InDrive and Didi. They have all those. So that's what we did for transportation. But then we looked into, again, this is from being a VIP member with Cortez. He had someone up there speaking, and they were talking about transportation and bringing their car to Merida, Mexico, to Progreso Beach. And they were moving from Atlanta, Georgia, Atlanta, and they had their car transported here to Merida, Mexico. And so we was like, let's check that out, because what we had been hearing was like it costs so much to transport your car. So we did a little bit more investigation after I looked at that video, and then we snooped around a little bit. My husband took it on, and we got little Betsy here. We got little Betsy here. And I'm going to tell you, it was a little process, but it wasn't that much. It wasn't a big process, like terrible, I don't want to do this again process. It was a good process, just learning the different things of what we needed to do. It took us about, I think I said, we had to get a person that would pick the car up from North Carolina and Zebulon, bring it to Panama Beach, and then from Panama Beach, ship it to Progreso Beach. And all that together, with us getting it off, Johnny getting it off and everything, the port, was about $2,000. And opposed to us buying a car over here, which would have been about $10,000 So you do it. 10, 2. So that was wonderful. We have Betsy over here, but then we got to get her fixed and all that stuff like that. My husband's doing all that. But transportation, that's another one. That's like number 9. So 10, support, network, community. That's important. Your support, your network, and your community. Please, wherever you go, whatever country you go to, look up a community. Look up your community. Now we have Black expats. We have Merida Black expats. We have a whole lot of different Black expats, and a whole lot of just Merida. Moving to Merida expats, living in Merida. Look up and they have some for moms. They have some for men that's just moving, because we met a lot of men that have moved by themselves. They've retired and they moved here. So they have, it's platforms for your community. So search and find out who you connect with. Okay, we have people in our neighborhood that we connect with. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful families. Friends that we've connected with, just going out meeting people in Walmart, Costco. Hey, how you doing? Because you know, some of us a little bit darker, you know. So we like, I see you. How you doing, girl? You know, so we like, oh, way over there. Hey, I see you. What's up? How you get here? When you been here? How long you been here? What's your name? You know, where you live? Let's hang out. You know, come to our church. You see? So, just so many ways and things that you need to tap into if you're considering moving abroad to another country. Okay? This is just a few things, and I'm going to make sure I go over them again. So first one is the research. Okay, do your research on your visa and your residency. Try to go scout out the land. If you can go visit that place for 2-3 weeks, even a month is good. Go visit it a month, or at least 3 weeks, and scout the land out. Try to do some of the things that you would do if you were just living there. Try not to be a vacationer, because that's going to mess you up. Try not to be a vacationer. Scout the land out and try to get move into the local areas, you know. Get an Airbnb where the locals are at. Do some walking. Take a cab, take an Uber, take the bus, you know, stuff like that you know that you are going to be doing when you're there. Okay, so you can get an understanding of how it's going to be. So that's number 1, research, do your residency, the cost of living there, budget and plan, and we will go over a budget and planning. You know, you got a budget and plan in your healthcare. Always have you some money. Always have money. If it's in a credit card or if it's in money, period. The cash. Have you some money. And that money should be probably, depending on where you're going. But I would at least say $2,000 or $3,000 money. Okay? Or card. Because it's always going to be something coming up. Even when we moved here. And let me tell you, Cortez said that as well. Cortez and Nikki them, the ones that I was listening to, they said that as well. And Picky Girl Travels the World. I watch her, and I watch, oh God, I cannot think of her name right now. It's a couple of them that I watch. But even her, she was like, make sure you have your money. And I'm so glad we did as well to my husband, because I finally went and had a lot of stuff, done, my health and stuff, and oh my God, it's just things that I had to have done. So we had money. And I fell at Costco as well, hurt my knee, my leg. It was raining, and I had on flip-flops, and I was holding on to my husband, but I still fell. And I mean, I felt bad. My leg went under, and I pulled my muscle, my tendons, or whatever you call them things, from my bones. I mean, literally, they were pulled away, and I'm still doing therapy. I have like 6 more weeks of therapy. I've already been through 5 weeks of therapy. Now I have 6 more weeks of therapy. So it's going on about 4 months. I was in a little brace. I couldn't even move my big toe. I'm doing a whole lot better now. I'm walking real good. But that's money. Even though Costco is going to reimburse us because I fell on their property, we still have to pay it out first. And I ain't gonna say it's not that much, but it's still money coming out of your pocket. Okay? You need to make sure you have that money. The healthcare, insurance, stuff like that. Have that together. Find out the culture differences, the language that you're going to have to try to learn a little bit, your legal and tax regulations, familiarize yourself with that. Get you a lawyer that's in that country that knows how everything works. Those communities that you hook up with will be able to hook you up with who they know. That's why it's very important to get a community, okay, and your housing and the neighborhood. Know what's best for you, because when you first get to that country, you may move more than one or two times, because you may want, I want this neighborhood, I like this neighborhood over here, Job market. If you're working, you might want it to be a work from home or work anywhere job. The banking, the money, transfer options, how that works. Find out from your bank what they allow, what they don't allow, if they charge you. Because I know with State Employees Credit Union, we found out, oh my God. So thank God we had Navy Federal, because with State Employees Credit Union, they charged. I know when we first came here just to scout out the land, I learned my lesson. Only one time it took. We got our pesos from State Employees Credit Union, y'all. My face was cracked. $35 for one transaction. $35. Now that might not be a lot to some people, but if you do 2, 3, 4, 5 transactions, come on now. We only need one. That's all they took. I was like, oh no, they charge crazily. I was so in disbelief till I was like, oh, that's something else. That's not that. Got back home and stuff. That is what they charge. So you have to take that in consideration. The banking system, the money, what your bank allows and what they don't. Now, Navy Federal, they don't charge. Transportation, know the transportation. Learn that route, what you're going to do. Are you going to, bring your car over? Are you going to do Ubers and the bus, Because here, a Uber is about, where it would be in the States, a Uber is about $5. When we first came, it was like $2 or $3. Now it's $5, and we fussing over $5. So we like, wait a minute, and it went up. Hold on. But it's about $5 $4 to $5 here. And that's to go probably 30, 45 minutes somewhere else, wherever you want to go. Or Uber, opposed to $50, $40 for 30 minutes. I'm just saying. Yes, your transportation and then your support network, your community. Get with them, learn the ropes, and go on your journey. Go on your journey. I will come back to give you guys more in-depth information about, how we did, what we did, who we used, why we used them. And then that can help you along the way to, like, if I give you somebody, you may find somebody else through that, what you really looking for. And they have plenty of families here with their kids. Plenty of families here, and they are just thriving. So, depends on where you want to go. These are some of the 10 important things you need to consider when you are getting ready to take that leap of moving abroad. Make sure you have everything in order. I will let you know how we did, far as like when we moved, what we did, who we got to move us, who we got to take stuff that we didn't want or that we was trying to give away. All that stuff, I will go more in detail with that journey later on. I just wanted to give you some few pointers because I had a few people ask me, how did you go about doing it? And if you're serious about doing it, you have to do your research. So that's what I wanted to start off with, to let you know to do your research and to get on YouTube and find that community. Find out where you want to go first. What's going to work for you? If you don't worry about getting back to the U.S., you're not worried about that, then somewhere else may be very, very good for you. Thailand, somewhere. But do your research. Follow people that are in Thailand. Follow people that are in Bali. Follow people that are in Belize. Follow people that are in Portugal. Follow those people, and then follow other people that's following them to find out different information, and then start doing your research on, when you narrow it down to the 2 places or the 1 place finally you want to go to, then you get into your residency, your cost, your budget, to make sure you plan it out the best that you can, because everything is not going to go exactly how you want it, but at least it's going to go a little smoother than what it would if you do not do it. Okay? So that's all I have today. Guys, thank you so much for following me, and thank you for asking me the questions, and we will do more about this, because this is helping you do the goals and aspirations that you have been given through the Lord. Okay? Make sure you listen to God. He will guide you, and things will go your way. Things are going to come up to challenge you, but that does not mean you're not supposed to be there. It might just mean that the enemy is trying to keep you away from getting what God has for you. Right? I love you, and I will see you later. Thank you, and don't forget to click that subscription and click that bell so that you will know when I'm on. I am trying my best to get up to 50 people. Go ahead and let people know about our channel. Free, 50 and above. Let's go. We're here to encourage you to go out and get those dreams and dust off those goals and aspirations that you have, so that you can live your best life and be a better person for you and everyone else. Invest in you, because it is very important for you to be the best that you can be, and to be happy and sound-minded. In Jesus' name. Amen. 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 I love you, and I'll see you again. Have a wonderful day.